So, hello tribe. I hope you guys are well. And it's been quite a lot of time since I last posted a video. Uh, yeah, I could just say maybe it's because I've been lazy. I couldn't give an excuse because technically last week was a holiday. I had all the time. But just like, you're waiting for this perfect time, and this is something that I was talking to my friend about. Anyway, so today I have a very interesting conversation that I want to talk about, and I have experienced this. I tell everyone every single day that there's no time you'll have everything figured out. So in the span of the last 2 weeks, I've been struggling with this fear. You're worried about your life, you're worried about your future. You look at your life and you think like you've put in so much work, and there's nothing that is coming out of your life. And so when all these thoughts started compounding, then they turned into fear. And at some point I was like, oh, what will amount out of my life? And I can't believe this person that has built so much positive mindset, he's read a lot of books, is so. And you know what happened when the fear came in? It affected my spiritual life, like how I pray. I started listening to degenerate music, and at some point I was digressing into being the version of the person that I was before. And I was like, hey, so how did I get here? So I just wanted to talk about how fear, or allowing your fear to control you, affects your self improvement journey. So, for example, let me give you an interesting story. I had like some amount of money, I had 4,000, and I was like, okay, if I take this money and go purchase ties, by that I do a tie business. So I was like, if I go and purchase ties, will I manage to sell them? So I stayed 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm giving myself excuses. I'm just like, I won't sell these ties. I know some right now, most of my customers don't have time. They're always busy. So with all this fear, the fear of the future, the fear of what my life will turn out to become, I just found myself digressing to being a person I could never imagine falling back to. Like, you have this life where you've built your life so much, and you're just scared seeing you fall down from where you are. And what I realized that it takes so much time to build yourself up to be the person you want to become, but it takes just a flip of a finger to go back to being the degenerate person. And so at some point I was like, how did I get here? And so I want to explain to you how fear limits us from growth, and how fear affects our self improvement journey. So I know most of the people right now, especially you are young, you're trying to figure out your life. Some voices in your head tell you that you won't make it. You are afraid of what life will amount to. And so when it's the power of your subconscious mind, or as a man thinketh, so he becomes. So I just want to challenge you, regardless of how much circumstances, how much challenges you're going through, you have to realize that you have a God in heaven who cares about you so much. So, okay, after going through this season, I was like, I knelt down and I told God, I can't digress. You can't allow my generation to perish just because of the fear that has been in me. And so God told me, like, okay, do as I'll tell you. And this is something I also learned through the process. When you digress from the pattern or the plan or the blueprint that God gives you about your life, you start slowly or gradually becoming the person that you knew yourself to be. So that's why I tell people, like, my life is nothing without God. Because in 2 weeks, and my life is just falling apart, and I'm like, what is really happening to me? So watch yourself, watch how you speak to yourself. Do not allow the fear to control, overwhelm you. I know it's normal. Sometimes your mind will you'll always have these thoughts, but take control of your thinking. Look at yourself and tell yourself, challenge yourself to do great things, challenge yourself to do hard things, and then silence your fear by doing that which you fear to do. So, for example, I took the money, I bought the ties. I bought the ties like 2 days ago. And interestingly, I've made a lot of profit than I've ever made when I started my business. And I'm like, okay, so this is the grace of God. God was waiting for me to get here, and He was just telling me to get out of my head. So I want to order or urge you guys, when you're going through these moments where you doubt yourself, command your own thought process. Command your brain, tell it what you want to see in your life. And also, put yourself in environments that will challenge you to become a better person. Face your fears honestly. If you fear failing in life, do something that will make, like, okay, let's talk about this. Something so interesting about life is that everything good has a portion of risk to it. So you want to become a billionaire, you'll have to take risks in business. You want to love or you want to experience a good relationship, you have to risk your heart, because when you love someone, you really don't know what life amounts to. So everything good comes with risking. So no matter how much you're going through that season of fear, just realize that if you listen to the fear, you'll never get the result. It's like people who fear too hard, or they fear so much that they don't start anything, they just have one absolute assurance that they will fail. But when you put yourself out there, you might fail, you might get heartbroken, you might suffer at some point, but through the process, the memories, the lessons you learn, they teach you to become a better person. So face your fears. Do not allow your mind to control what you do. So speak to your mind. Speak the thoughts that you want into your life. Then do the actions that dictate the kind of person you want to become. If you want to become a healthy person, if you want to become someone who does good things, also start doing these things gradually. If you want to become a billionaire, start a small business, learn through it, read self-improvement books, challenge yourself, put yourself in good circles. So until next time, my guys, just remember that do not allow your fear to control you, and I'm watching you from afar. Peace.